I've still got chills going up and down my spine. That was intense. Somehow they've managed to ratchet the tension up from what it was last week, and I am here for it. G'day, welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel, and my discussion of the 5th episode of Andor, The Axe Forgets. This episode, like the last, was directed by Susanna White. Okay, let's get straight into spoilers. That's it, that's your spoiler warning. And then when Skeen puts his blade to Andor's neck, holy shit.
Don't move.
That scene got my heart racing, and it hasn't slowed down. It doesn't matter that I knew that Andor had to survive. That scene was intense. Everybody's losing their cool, and this show is awesome. All right, let's go back to the start, focusing on Andor and the other rebels on Aldhani. Andor wakes up to Skeen going through his stuff. Skeen's trying to get a sense of who Andor is from his gear, and he's made it very clear that Andor is not trusted. In fact, Skeen even goes so far to say that Andor is lucky to be alive. But Andor recognizes the prison tattoos. We find out that Andor was imprisoned for 3 years when he was 13. We also get the quote that gives the episode its name. The axe forgets, but the tree remembers. Andor is called into a planning meeting of the rebels, and he shows his value straight off the bat. He knows how the shuttle operates, when apparently the team that's been planning this for months did not. Different members of the team continue to run him through aspects of the heist, including how to act like a soldier. And again, Andor shows his experience and how observant he is, telling the crew that Skeen and Tamarin should swap places, because Skeen is left-handed and they want their weapons to be carried on the outside. The night before they start to march into position for the operation, they burn the model and they abandon the village. On the march, Andor shows that he also has some trust issues, particularly with why an Imperial, in the person of Lieutenant Gorn, is in on the operation. But then later on in the march, we get that standoff with Skeen. And again, this was just brilliant. The team signal to Gorn and they make camp for the night. And I'm going to call out the score at this point. The music that is going on while all this is happening just underlines the tension, and it's fantastic. Again, I have got chills. The female members of the group peel off for another part of the mission that Andor isn't informed about, so we don't know about it yet either. Hopefully we'll find out next week. Not that the tension is restricted to the rebels on Aldhani. We get another look at Mon Mothma's home life, and she doesn't appear to have the best relationship with her daughter, and her husband continues to be a real peach. Towards the end of the episode, the tension continues to build, as I'm wondering how much Perrin has figured out about his wife's activities, and if he intends to do anything about it. I mean, if the show sticks to the timeline established in Rebels, we've still got about 2 years before Mon Mothma's outed as a rebel. But this show is going out of their way to show us just how vulnerable she is. We get a brief look at what's going on in Ferrix, with Lieutenant Supervisor Blevin establishing control there. There's not too much to talk about yet, but no doubt this is going to come around later. In fact, we know it's going to come around later from the trailers. We also catch up with what's happening with Cyril Khan. In fact, the episode opens on him. What we know is that his mother is leaning on Uncle Harlow to secure him a job. It is likely that we haven't met Harlow, and is some unknown, well-connected Imperial. However, it occurs to me that, to my knowledge, and I then checked several sources to make sure I was right, that Major Patragas, this guy, has never had his first name revealed in the show. That makes me suspicious. The other thing we're shown is that Cyril is obsessing not over his own shortcomings, but over Andor. The threads are building for what's to come after the job on Aldhani. The last person I want to talk about is Luthen Rael. We get a scene with him, and for the first time, he doesn't appear in control. So he's with Claire at the end of the episode. It's crunch time, and he knows it, and there's not a damn thing he can do about what's happening. As Claire says, they're either going to be okay or they're not. All the tension that's been building the last 2 weeks is going to explode in episode 6, and I can't wait. But in the meantime, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to chat about Andor in the comments, because damn, this show is really, really good. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.